You call that? I'm hard to hear.
Okay, it's your turn. Good morning.
Where do I go? Just right here?
Yes.
You can sit right here.
Appreciate y'all hearing me before the court. My name is Don Yoles. I live in May, Texas. I was born in Wall, Texas, or near Wall, Texas in 1939. And I found myself employed with the Brownwood Police Department for 26 and a half years. I served here with the police department, and I retired as a senior lieutenant there. And anyway, I served in the military honorably and was discharged in that means, honorable discharge. I just wanted to tell you folks that don't know me, and I don't know you. I know some of the folks here. And, but anyway, I wanted to tell you a little about myself. And if you need to find out more, you can ask retired Judge Ellis. He knows me. The current sheriff, Vance Hill, knows me. Dr. Charles Cooper knows me about my character or anything like that. And I'm here to tell you the truth, nothing but the truth. And it needs to be addressed. And it's something that I found out about it because I went to deal with my homestead exemption. My homestead exemption, if you folks not aware of it, has to be re-examined according to new law every 5 years. And anyway, I checked into that and found out that I needed to change my address, one digit. My address was 15825, and I moved 100 yards on my own property and had to change my address because I moved that 100 yards from 15825 to 15815, one digit on my own property. But I found out that due to the emergency GPS business we now have nowadays, you've got to change your address on all of your business dealings, credit cards and banks and everything. And you're ordered to change it. And also, if there's any discrepancy on your homestead exemptions, by the way, they can withhold your exemption on that. I found that out through listening and talking to people. Okay, and I went to change my address. I was told by the Prosel district to change my driver's license, which I hadn't changed, but I know I needed to. But since my mail carrier was bringing my mail and all, that's why I hadn't changed it. But I was still living on the same property, but it only changed one time. So I went to try to contact my driver's license office. And I did this before in April. My letter to me telling me I needed to come in, the letter said to make an appointment or to go to your nearest driver's license office. I appeared over here at Brownwood before my at the DL office. And anyway, the lady, when I entered the door, said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "No, I don't have an appointment because I'm not that good on the internet services." I was born in 39 when we started to school, and I went there and we had an Indian tablet and a number 2 pencil. And we didn't have calculators nor computers in the first grade, like they had issued laptops now. But anyway, getting back to my story, the lady, kind enough, she said, "Well, you come over here and I'll make you an appointment." That's how I got to change to renew my driver's license at the DL office. Okay, she did that, and then I got into this with the appraisal district out here on the checking and being sure that my appraisal of my exemption was gonna hold fast for me. So anyway, I was told to contact them again. I had to deal with the driver's license office. And there's two numbers I can tell you. 325-646-6867. That'll carry you down the rabbit trail, down to the bottom of the borough, and you're told to do it by computer. Make an appointment by computer. There's another number, 325-646-0180. You can call that number and wind up at the bottom of the hole in the rabbit trail and find out that you've got to do it by computer. Okay, now when you get on your computer, and as slow as I am and inadept as I am on the computer, I'm very slow and you type in first thing that comes up on it, Spanish or English. Of course, I'm not even very good at English, but I'm most definitely not any good at Spanish. So anyway, I punch in the English, and up pops the screen there that says fill in this form. Okay, you go to filling it in, but like I say, I'm very slow. I didn't take typing or anything when I went to school. But anyway, if you go to typing in the information there, your full name as it appears on your DL, and get that tapped in, then it says your date of birth using two digits and the four-digit method for 1939. You fill that in, then you have to fill in the driver's license number, which mine is 04131409. And anyway, you go to type it in, and poof, your first screen reappears again, and the screen you're filling in disappears. It's on the timer. I've done that 3 or 4 times trying to get it typed in there, and the timer, it disappears on you. And anyway, that's why I'm here appearing before you folks, to let you know, I've called John Cornyn's office in Washington. I've called Aging Commission in Washington, and the lady told me they're at that Aging Commission, and the reason I call that is because I'm a little bit in that category. So anyway, I called her, and she was in DC up there, and she didn't believe what I was telling her about the driver's license office being unable to contact them by telephone. She said, this shouldn't even apply to you, sir, as old as you are. But said it should apply to everyone, and anybody should be able to contact their driver's license office by telephone. That's what she told me. And she said, I found that very hard to believe, even in Texas down there. That's what she told me. And anyway, she said, let me contact you to get you in contact with the congressman out of San Angelo, August Fluke. Said, I'll give you his phone number. And I contacted Congressman Pfluger's office in San Angelo. She gave me his number, and I contacted his office. And I've got the lady's name there in his office. She's an assistant director for Congressman Pfluger. And I was telling her about my dilemma here. And she said, I already know about it. My kids had to deal with this. And she said, she didn't make any other comment, but she said, I'm going to have Representative Spiller call you. So far, I haven't heard from Representative Spiller. But anyway, my concern, that's why I'm here before you folks, I asked you to take some kind of action on this to get this stopped. And I'm going to tell you also, there's a lot of people in this county here that's very upset about this, and I might add, I think all over Texas. That's why I filled that out the way I did there, and on that application to meet with y'all. I feel my business is over with the 3DL office right now, but right now, I probably will have later if I live past 2032, which I don't know about that. That's ain't over years. But anyway, I doubt if I'll have any need to communicate with them. I hope not. But anyway, the reason I'm here, I'm speaking for the people of the state of Texas and the citizens of Brown County. That's why I'm here. That's what my concern is. And I want to tell you something. I shouldn't have to, no citizen should have to contact their commissioner to get them a way in to see the driver's license. And I'd like to thank publicly Joel Kelton here for getting me in to see the driver's license office. If it hadn't been for Joel, I'd still been cussing and raising the devil with myself. And that's what I've got to say. I'd like to see people take some action on this and get something started to benefit the citizens of Texas.
Amen.
We agree with you. 100%.
Well, anyway, that's all I've got to say.
All right.
And if y'all have any comments disagreeing with what I've said, I'd like to hear it. And I'd like to know that y'all might take some action on this.
Well, I think that whoever told you to call the Spiller's office was the best advice you got, and I will call Spiller's office for you.
I'd appreciate any action you folks can take, and it needs to be done.
Okay.
It goes without saying.
All right. Thank you for coming this morning.
Have a better day. He was playing mad the other day.
By the way, one more thing. I know I'm old and cantankerous and all of that, but anyway, I can still come into town and tend to business. And, something else, the driver's license not only does business for people with driving concerns. If you live in the state of Texas and get an ID card, you have to do business through that office. To get a state identification card, if you live in the state of Texas and you want to be able to identify yourself, though you don't drive, you've got to do business with that office. And just one more thing, I promise you. I was out at the tax appraisal district, and the gentleman who does the appraisals out there, the main gentleman, he told me his name, but I can't remember. He and I was talking about my being there, about changing my address. And I told him my dilemma I had run into with concerning the DL. And he said, that office should be kept open just like I have to keep my own office and my telephone service open. He said, I can't shut my doors, lock my doors, nor he said, I can't shut my phone service off. And he said, that office should be kept open just like mine. Thank y'all for hearing me.
Thank you.
Well, that was a big deal. Still laid back.
Well, anybody who's had children that tried to get their driver's license in Brownwood knows that that's a problem.
My wife had to get driver's license for
Bus drivers?
it was, they finally started going away on the pathway. This office.
Yeah, I think I did that. One of mine went to Coleman drivers. One went to Comanche, and then one of them we even drove to Stephenville to get it. You can walk at Stephenville. You can just walk up without an appointment. You can just walk up and take your test.
This office has been a problem for years.
All right, minutes of the January 27th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for January the 27th.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes as they're prepared from the meeting on January 27th. All in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? There's the treasurer and auditor's reports.
Morning, everyone. Before you have the treasury auditor's report for January 2025. It's got a list of every one of our accounts, beginning balance for January, money coming in, money going out, and then the ending balance for each of the accounts. And if you got any questions or comments, I'd be glad to answer whatever I can.
I don't have any questions. Does anybody else? It's like the county clerk's still hoarding money. All right, thank you very much.
And you have an affidavit to sign. Yes.
Make a motion to approve that today.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the report is prepared and the affidavit that's about to be signed, or should be signed. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? There is none. Thank you. Thank you. Burn ban. Everybody get the burn ban still on
I
stage?
got a couple questions on that burn ban. Is there, I've had a couple phone calls and people wanting to do some control burns. I know there's a form to fill out. Is there any way to I'd like to make that form a little easier to fill out, because they say it's a big bunch of hoops to jump through to do that.
Yeah, and I don't even know, I've never even seen it.
You know, it's that hard to fill out. You
I,
gotta put your name and address on it, don't you, or something?
Name, address, and the location of the burn, what means you have to control the burn and sign it.
that's all there is.
Yeah, they're in our
It does have
office.
to be done during business hours.
Yeah.
Burn, so if somebody calls you on the weekend, you can't get it done, so.
That part's true.
That's it. But that way, I'm not saying there's not a better way to do it, it was just a question, I don't know if there's a better way to do it, not a better way to do it.
Cause then we have to send that in to dispatch so that if somebody calls in saying smoke in the area or something like that, they're already aware that there's potentially a controlled burn in that area.
You talking about the volunteer fire departments, or,
Well, for us, yes, it'll be the volunteer fire departments, yeah.
I mean, most control burns are out in the country.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And so if somebody drives by and
If
says,
it's
there's
a form-
an intended brush pile
Those forms are located,
in our office.
okay,
Yeah, you can look at it when we get up.
okay.
Any other questions? We're gonna leave it on, right?
Thanks, so.
It'll start ringing that up pretty soon. County clerk's office, employee changes.
Yes, I had an employee to quit on November the 7th, and Gabrielle Sliger found other employment, and I hired Dahlia Galindo, effective today, at $33,000, starting salary for deputies. Deputy County Clerk,
Dahlia,
Dahlia Galindo. So here's that form for you, son.
I'll entertain a motion to approve. Been moved and seconded that do we approve the new hire, Dahlia Galindo? According to.
Next time, I already have my hearing
Probably look into that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? There is none. Down to new business, consideration and possible approval of an application to install a private line on County Road 267.
Yeah, Mr. Hales requested a water line. He's done this several months ago. And he's ready for installation now. We can on County Road 267. And I make a motion that we approve the installation of the water line on County Road 267.
Down the side of the road.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cut.
Thank you guys for being with us.
Is it pavement?
No, it's dirt, gravel. I make that motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the application to install a private line on County Road 267. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? Carries. Consideration of possible approval of an application to install a private line on County Road 291 by Zephyr Water.
Yes, sir. I spoke to, actually his dad, Mr. King, on doing the water line across 291. It is paved, but we're gonna have to go back in there eventually and redo the whole part of 291.
So it'll be a cut.
Cut.
All right, and so, you made a motion to approve that. Wait one second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the application filed by Zephyr Water for to install a private line on County Road 291. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? There's not. I don't see.
He called and said he's not gonna be able to make it. He didn't get all the signatures on the plat.
So we will have to reschedule.
Where is Woodbury?
I don't know.
I'm not sure with that either.
I haven't.
I tried to look it up, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've got another jewel in the lake or something.
I just, the name doesn't ring a bell to me, so I don't know.
Maybe a deep deal.
Yeah.
So we'll re-agenda that. Payment of bills, you have before you a schedule of bills. There's two.
Allocated.
I need the applications. Do you have the application?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mr. Trustee, do you have?
Yeah, I got it, hang on a second.
Okay.
Go through here and find it again.
That's okay, you can look at the bills. She can get it.
I already looked at the bills, I'm good with paying. I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Second. Been moved and seconded that we pay the bills and claims as presented by the auditor's office this morning. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? There is none. Is there anyone, anybody have any announcements or anything else? You can talk about it, all right?
Well, I will say that we have permits in place and all for pipeline big projects, which we keep doing the northern part of the way. They've been delayed, but I was contacted this last week that they plan to start again for 2 months. So I guess we have to up those, for the whole list of road crossings and stuff. We've already been through that stuff. They're gonna put up the bond and all that, but that's back line, the project's still alive, and it's probably come back and forth. We may have to reapprove the road crossings, we've already done it all.
Okay. And those are the ones that we approved previously have expired, I guess. Anybody else have it? All right, then we will adjourn at 9:27.
Aye.